This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another dino-tastic episode of Ark Mods Weekly. I only got 2 mods for you again this week. It's going to be quick, short, simple. Another situation where life has gotten in the way. My Thursday's been busy lately. All right, so without further ado, let's get to it. The first mod we are taking a look at is the Item Finder mod, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's an item finder. So once you have it installed, you're not going to see any buttons or anything like that. You're going to hit F3, and that's going to bring up your item finder. I really like that it is bound to F3 instead of like a button somewhere on the screen, because I mean, it keeps clutter off your screen. If you got a bunch of mods now, there's already a bunch of stuff. Like if you go into your inventory, you have all these buttons up here from Structures Plus, and just there's just so much on the screen already. I love that you just hit F3. There it is, F3. Sweet, simple, and easy to access. So basically it does exactly what you would think it would do. It helps you find items. It's got a few nice little features though. You can search your tamed stuff, you can search storage, you can search the description of an item, so anything that it has a specific word in the description. You can search for structures, consumables, weapons, skins, artifacts, resources, equipment, ammo, attachments, and blueprints. So if you got something that, you know, if you got a bunch of blueprints stored somewhere and you can't find certain one, you can search it. Now, it does 2 things to get the items, and we're going to go over those. So we're just going to search wood. Okay, so it's a quick, simple one, and you can see I have a bunch of random things with wood in them, and it shows me each thing, and I can click it to see how much is in each of those. So like this storage box here only has 15, this one has 20, this one has 15, and the Rex has 50. All right, that's great. So now say I don't know where this storage box is. I can click this little magnifying glass right here, and I can click Show in World. And what it'll do is see this little thing down there at the bottom. It's kind of like it doesn't actually show it, but it's kind of like a guidance, like a compass type situation, and it leads you right to it. This is it right here. It's a little wonky because like I don't know, it works, it definitely works, but it's just kind of strange the way it works. I guess I could put it that way. So like say this large storage box here, we can search it, and you can see it's red, and as you get closer to it, it starts to get more and more green. And if you turn this way, you know, you got to turn to the right, and you can see as we go along, and then we lost it because I only had it set for 15 seconds. That's another thing you can do. If you look down at the bottom, it says time, so you can set the time, how long you want that to display on your screen. So we could do show again, and you notice as we get closer to it, it gets more and more green until it leads you to whichever storage it is. The thing is though, I feel like if you have a ton of these in a row side by side, you know how you normally do them like this, and they'd be like stacked side by side, that might get a tad bit confusing, but it doesn't really matter because it has a really great feature that kind of makes that whole thing a moot point. You don't really need it. So if we come back in here, and we know that one is out there, right? So if we hit F3 again, and it's this one right here, all we have to do is click move, and there you go. And now if you exit out of that and you go into your inventory, there it is. But this is only a one-way trip. Like you can only move from that stuff into your inventory. You can't move it back unless you go put it back. So you have to go make sure you go put your stuff back, but you can find it and move it out of any inventory easily without having to move somewhere. So it's really great for if you're in an inventory. So let's go into let's go over here and go into this inventory here. So we got this one, right? So we can hit F3. Oh, we can go out of it. We can hit F3. Say we want to move all of this guy's wood into this inventory here. Say you don't have enough weight to hold this 50 wood. Well, that's fine because you're already at this inventory. So you're here. You can now go into it. You can't move because you're overweight, but that's fine because now you can just transfer it into this inventory here. really, really handy mod. I really like it, especially for moving stuff around. I mean, I realize Structures Plus does the same, you know, similar stuff, and you can find it, pull it from any inventory. And I've showed swaps, which is, you know, more advanced. But if you don't want all those mods, maybe you're not playing with Structures Plus, maybe you don't like it for whatever reason, maybe you don't want swaps in there, maybe you want another option besides Structures Plus, but you don't want things competing with each other like swaps and Structures Plus do. They have, you know, there's the buttons get a little cluttered up at the top and stuff like that. You can just bam, F3, you have it. Nice little simple mod, can help you track down stuff real quickly and easily. And also Structures Plus doesn't have the feature to actually show you it in world, whatever, you know, whatever you're looking for to help you find it. So if it's a specific dino, maybe, you know, you want to find that specific dino for whatever reason that has, say, a bunch of meat on it, but you don't want to remove the meat, you can do it that way. Or you can actually use it somewhat as a dino locator, because if all of them have meat on them and you hit F3 because you don't know where, say, where your Rex is, you can search it and, you know, it'll lead you to your Rex. So really nice little neat mod, and I thought y'all would enjoy it. All right, on to the next. The next mod we are taking a look at is called ARK Graffiti, and its signs. It is some of the most amazing advanced signs I've seen to date. Now, there's probably some other ones out there, maybe, I don't know. They're the most advanced, amazing ones I've seen. So it's this right here. This is a sign. You see this? How amazing is that? That's so awesome. That's just some of the stuff that you can do with this sign. All right, so let's take a look at how you get these. So we're gonna go into our Ingrams here, and we're gonna type in sign, and they are right here, level 46 and level 19. So they're gonna cost you 4 Ingrams for this one and 15 for this one. So there is an Ingram cost to them, but they are amazing. Honestly, you really only need to know the wooden ones unless you're worried about them getting destroyed, because you can make them invisible. Unless you want the look of the metal sign, you wanna spend the 15 points. But you can tell that them from the other ones, one, because they look a little bit different. You can see it's a little smaller than this one here. Also, the message is different. This is a large sign for base decoration or relaying messages, and this is the vanilla one here, a simple metal sign for basic messages, requires attaching to a wall. Okay, so that's that right there. Now let's take a look at what all you can do with these now that you know how to get them. So we're going to, actually, you know what, we already have a metal one. Let's place one of the wooden ones. We're just gonna slap it to the wall right there like so. There's your sign. Oh, well, it's a little crooked. Let's pick that up and try again. All right, there we go. Now we got it all nice and pretty right there, good to go. So first thing you're gonna do is hold down E once you place it. And you can see we got a ton of different options here. You can make it invisible. Oh, where'd it go? There's nothing there because we don't have any text. You can make it visible again. Perfect, awesome. There is a font menu. We'll get into that once we type something. There's a size menu. You can change the font size, which is absolutely fantastic. And you can also change the sign size. A little bit of a mouthful there, so we can do a small sign if we want. Look at that little tiny sign right there. You can do, let's go back into the menu size. You can do a normal size, like so, and go back into the size, and you can do a large one. That one kind of doesn't fit where we placed it, but that's fine. We'll just simply take that back down to the normal size like you see there. Now we can go back into that, and you have a rotation menu, so you can actually rotate this around, like, and that's what I did to get the one to get that effect over there. So we can go in and rotate it, say 45 degrees, like so. And we go back and we can rotate it 30 degrees if we want. You know, you can just do whatever you want with it. So we're going to return to default right now. And then we can go into the, let's go ahead, because the other stuff we're going to need to actually type out some text. So we're going to set sign text right here. Okay, there we go. This mod is awesome text right there. There you go. Now, that's the default font for ARK, as you see right there. So let's hold down E and let's go in and look at the font menu. Look at all these different fonts that you can play with. It's amazing. I love that they actually added different fonts. I have yet to see anybody else do this with mod signs and stuff like this, or with just text in general. Look at that. Now, some of them are much more legible than others, but there is some, oh, that looks great right there. I love that one. But there's some stuff we can do to make them a little more legible. So we're going to go in here and we're going to do spacing. And we can do tight, which is apparently what they are right now. We can do even spacing, which spaces them out a little bit, or we can do the wide spacing. Now you can see that's actually off the sign right there. So let's go back in here and let's change the font up. Let's do pirate. Oh, look at that. How awesome does that look? The good old pirate font. Okay, so you got that going on, and you can, like I said, you can change the spacing depending on the font. Actually, I like the wide spacing best for that. That looks really good. Now we could rotate it if we want. Like we said there, you can actually change your font size. So we're on the normal size right now. We can do a large font. That definitely pushes the font off the sign. Let's go, oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's go back to size menu, and we can change it down to that small little tiny font. Now we can type a much larger message if we wanted to, and then we can make it invisible. Now here's where things get really neat, because that's invisible, and we can take and line that up like so, and we can go in here and we can set font size, and we can type out a different message or an extended message. So type that in there, and oh, we grabbed the wrong sign. So let's try that again. Okay, there we go. It took me a little bit of playing around with it, but as you can see here, I've overlapped the signs. So there's one sign placed on top of the other, and it allows you to create multiple lines of text. But due to the fact that you can make the one invisible, or both of them invisible, you can actually write out multiple lines of text on stuff. So that's a really neat feature. You can also do things like, let's make this one up here, make that one visible. Oh, nope, that's the one that's on top. Hold on, let's make that one invisible. Let's try making this one visible. There you go. And now if we look at the top one here, and we go to the size menu and make the font smaller, there, now it looks like it's all written on one sign. So that's just some of the stuff you can do with this mod. Like, it has so much flexibility. I love that you can just make it invisible and looks like you're writing on anything. You just write all over your baseballs. The only other thing that could make this even better is if you could actually change the color of the font. Like, absolutely fantastic mod. All right, and I think with that, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm pretty sure we covered everything for this mod and everything for the other one. I'm having a hard time finding a lot of new stuff in the workshop, and I really don't want to put this series on hold again. So if you have a mod, know of a mod, something like that, that I can put in this series. Now, nothing too big, because a lot of times people like to suggest mods that are really great mods, but they're ones that involve, like, I would have to do a standalone spotlight for. They don't even really fit into a 20-minute episode. So if you got a nice little mod, something that I can go over and give you, within 10 or 15 minutes, go over it, give you an idea, or people an idea of what it is, what it has to offer, and stuff like that, please, by all means, let me know in the comments, and I'll take a look at them and see if we can get them in the series, because it's slim pickings as far as I can tell in the workshop right now. And like I said, I don't want to have to put this series on hold like I did last time. I'd love to continue to bring you guys awesome mods, but I'm not just going to keep showing you different Trank mods. That's not what this series is for. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Before I go, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you all so much for all of your support. You have no idea how much I appreciate you and how much your support really helps out this channel. If you would like to help support this channel through Patreon, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy and you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.